Hey Internet, it's Andrea again, and I'm in a different room in my apartment yet again. This is the second bedroom, also known as kind of the junk room. Like, there's a Christmas tree and a vacuum back there and stuff like that. But it's also the warmest room in the entire place. So that's why I'm in here, because it's absolutely freezing out today, and it's absolutely freezing in my living room. I look a little more like myself in this room. There's less shadowiness going on, but still the video quality on this computer is not that great, so I apologize for that still. But you can actually see that I have long hair and everything, so I look a little more me. And you can see that I'm wearing I have a microphone under my shirt, that's how you can hear me, and my Keep Calm and Kill Zombies shirt I've got on. My slipper just fell off and now my dog is chewing on it, and that's okay. So yeah, lots of ranting in the beginning there. I'm kind of blowing off steam at the moment. I had meetings for work tonight, so I got home much later than I usually do. And had to eat at McDonald's really quick with my husband so he could get something to eat and everything. So yeah, it was a weird night. I really wanted to do a video. I'm trying to space these out, like almost a week between them, but this one I just wanted to do because, mostly for my own good, because I've been a little preoccupied with things lately, and it helps for me to get them off my mind and to present them this way, so hopefully I can see them myself and maybe help other people in the process. So, what I really want to talk about tonight is the process before the process of adoption. And it's very interesting because I really started thinking about it, particularly because one of the meetings I went to tonight was with a client's mother, and the client is adopted, and just her talking about some of that kind of stuff really got me thinking, and she is a huge inspiration to me, and I tell her that whenever I can. She's a wonderful person, she has a wonderful family, and I think there's something to it. It's got to be fate that I got hooked up with this family at this point in my life where I'm considering doing what they've done, and that they're such an inspirational family. So I'm really lucky to be able to work with that family, and particularly with her adopted son, who's just a wonderful kid. What I mean in the process before the process of adoption is that I want to make sure I'm ready. To be honest, with pregnancy, if you're one of those people who's actively trying to conceive, you probably have done a lot too to prepare for pregnancy and a child coming into your life. That's not the case for everyone. Some people get pregnant unexpectedly or have, unwanted pregnancies even sometimes, and they don't get the chance to prepare for it, or they, would have never even thought to prepare for something like that. Whatever the case may be, there are women out there, of course, who are on both sides of the spectrum, either ones who have prepared for years and others who find out they're pregnant 3 months before the baby's supposed to be born and go, oh hell, what do I do? In my case, both when I was more trying to get pregnant and now with adoption, all that's on my mind is preparing for it. As far as pregnancy was going, my biggest preparation was getting healthier. Like I said, I've lost a lot of weight. I eat way better. That's why I rolled my eyes about having to eat at McDonald's tonight, but it was the fastest thing we could do, and all I had was 2 hamburgers, and that was it. I don't eat much of their stuff. I don't eat much fast food at all. I don't even think about going to fast food restaurants anymore, for the most part, because it's like, ugh, it makes me feel gross when I eat it. I actually don't feel too bad right now, but it was probably because that was one of the only things I ate today. But that's what I was trying to do preparing for pregnancy, was eating a lot better, being more active, just overall being more healthy. And I am a lot more healthy, and I want to continue that because I feel so much better. I have more energy, I feel better when I wake up in the morning. I'm kind of a different person because of it, and I'm really glad that I made all the changes that I have, that they've all been for the best. I got really, really strict with my diet for a while, and I've started to integrate some of the stuff back in, and it's actually been helping me. Because at one point I had stopped losing weight, and I think I just wasn't getting the proper nutrition. I was being too restrictive. And now that I've introduced other things in that I thought were unhealthy, and I shouldn't be eating them really. I was taking it to an extreme, and now I've started losing about a pound a week again, which I'm happy with. That's perfectly good for me. I lost 2 pounds over the past 2 weeks, so yeah, about a pound a week. And before that, I had gained a little bit from Christmas. I gained a pound and then took, I think, 2 pounds off. So, I've rebounded already from the holidays, and I'm back on track, and I'm doing good. I used to be close to 200 pounds, and I'm only less than 5 feet tall, 4'11", and now I'm 155. So I'm doing pretty well. I guess with the pregnancy thing, I know a lot of women, and I'm acquainted with a lot of women who, they worry really a lot about their health when they're pregnant, but not beforehand, and that kind of baffles me, because, you want to make the best environment, I think, for your baby, and I think a lot of women who, experience infertility and stuff like that, they're very keen to that because they're going, okay, what can I do to make this work? In an effort just to say, what can I do to get pregnant? You end up getting healthier. You end up preparing in the ways you should be anyway. So that's kind of one of the good things about facing infertility, if there's anything good to it. Try to see a positive there. So that was what my preparation mostly was for pregnancy. I'd read a lot of books and things like that too, a lot of articles, did a lot of online things, but I ended up finding out that for me, joining online communities and things for stuff like that made me crazy. Absolutely crazy. Drove me nuts, made me worried about every little thing. Even though in both of my pregnancies, every little thing was something to worry about, unfortunately. But, perhaps had I not been in stress, maybe things would have gone more smoothly. Who knows? I try not to dwell on it or think about, what could I have done differently, because it's over. There's nothing I can do about it. In terms of adopting, though, preparation is a lot different. Staying healthy is one thing, and of course, that's just kind of the life choice I've made, and I'm happy with where I'm at. I'm happy with what I eat. I'm happy with, being more active, whether it's, taking my dog for several walks, even though I don't walk him as much now that it's winter, and I mostly make my husband do it because it's so damn cold. Doing yoga. I love yoga. Just kind of doing like step aerobic stuff with Wii Fit. I actually got away from Wii Fit a little bit because of the problems with the scale on it. That I would get on it and do one of the body tests, and it would tell me I gained like 13 pounds. I'd get off of it, do another body test, and I wouldn't save the first one. And then it would tell me I lost like 8 pounds. And I'm like, okay, this is wrong, because it's telling me all these different things within a few seconds of each other. So it has no idea how much I weigh. I think right now on there it says I weigh, I think, more than I do now, and it keeps telling me that I'm gaining weight when I'm using an actual scale that's telling me I keep losing weight, and I can tell by how my clothes fit that I'm losing weight. So yes, maintaining health, definitely, absolutely. One of the good things about that is I finally got the invoice that I paid my first month's premium for my insurance that I got through the Affordable Care Act. So I'm not a huge proponent of the Affordable Care Act, but it's kind of what I had to use in my case. I didn't really have anything else available to me. And we actually got our insurance at a lesser rate than we used to under my husband's plan, which got cut as part of the Affordable Care Act. So going around in a circle there. But, I'm so far happy with what they've given me, but we'll see as time goes on, and I actually need to use the coverage. But I've been waiting forever just to get an invoice and to have an account number. I'm still waiting for insurance cards. So it's slow going. So if anyone else is in that situation, I feel ya. The other thing is I want to move to a better place. I know I've mentioned this in the vlog before, but I've had some issues here. I think I may have mentioned it, that I've had people come up to my door trying to get in or trying to lure me out. It's gotten very loud downstairs and nothing's being done about it. We've had structural problems inside of our apartment that are not being taken care of. it's just not the greatest environment. It's also, by Erie standards anyway, the rent here is pretty high. Part of the reason for that is that it's one of the only apartment complexes in the city that allows pets, which is a plus for me because I wouldn't be able to live without my dog and my cat. They're my children. I'm nurturing. I need to have that in my life. I need to have them. I think I would go crazy without my animals. So that was something that was a huge priority for me when I moved back to Erie, was to find a place for pets. And I've been looking actually probably for several months now to try to find another apartment that would be more in our price range, would be in a decent neighborhood, and would allow pets. I cannot find a single place that accommodates all of that. It's either accepts pets in my price range, but in a terrible neighborhood. And when I say terrible neighborhood, I'm talking about a place where you hear on a regular basis that there's been shootings, stabbings, gang violence, things like that. My father would not let me live there. That's what I'm talking about. Or, I find a place, allows pets, in a good neighborhood, $300 over my budget for housing. Or in a decent neighborhood, in my price range, no pets. So I have not found anything that meets our criteria. I'm probably going to talk to my parents about what they think my best option would be in terms of finding better housing. I've moved a lot since I've been an adult, and I really don't like moving so much. It's a pain in the ass. And I really want to get into a place where I can call home for a while and not have to worry about what's going to happen. So, I got to see where that's going to go. That's really my first step. The other step is I want a better car, or I want my husband to be able to keep his car and I get my own car, so that we're more mobile. If one of us is at work, the other still has a vehicle to get somewhere if they need to. And right now, with how much we're paying for rent, that's going to be very hard. We would be able to afford a car payment, but it would stretch our budget pretty much to the maximum, and I don't want to do that. I like having room for if something happens, I can handle it, and it's not a big deal. It might stress me out a little bit, but I know that I have the money for it. So getting into more affordable housing would be the first step, and then, with some money freed up there, I think I would be able to either get another car or replace the one we have. We'd have to see, what our budget's like after that. Having another car would also free me up to hopefully take on more hours at work. Right now, I don't have a ton of hours, and that's because I can't get to another client. My husband needs the car, or it's too far away and I can't pay for all that gas to go out to the place it's at. So both fixing the housing situation and fixing the vehicle situation would allow me to do more at work, hopefully. And then finally, once all of that kind of stuff is settled, I will be ready to search for an adoption agency that would be willing to work with us on finding a child between birth and about 6 years old, I would say, maybe only 5. We haven't decided the cutoff. Boy or girl, does not matter, not at all. Preferably special needs in terms of social and emotional issues. Any kind of diagnosis in that frame would be my preference, that kind of special needs child, because that's what I'm used to working with, and that's kind of what I would prefer. As strange as that is to say, most people, I think when it comes to adoption, one of their big concerns is finding a healthy child, and I would rather go for a special needs child. Any race, we will be glad to, work with any kind of culture, learn about the culture of the child, and make sure that they understand their culture and everything, and that they can teach us things that they might know even. So Kellen is actually really excited about that. He's like, I would love to learn, another kid's culture and have him or her teach me things that I don't know. One of the things I joked about is that I love knowing things about other holidays that I don't celebrate and other religions that I'm obviously not involved in, as I'm involved with none. But I love learning about them. It's one of my favorite things to do in terms of broadening my horizons. And one of the things I've always wanted to understand is Kwanzaa. There's only so much you can read about it online, but I've always wanted to know somebody who celebrates it to really get an idea of what it is and what's involved and what they customarily do. And I haven't really found anyone. So I made the joke, I was like, maybe I'll finally find out from a child that we adopt what Kwanzaa is. And as much as it sounds like a joke, I'm kind of like, wouldn't that be cool? To finally know. Like over the holidays, there's a woman who comes to the kindergarten class that I work in who's Jewish, and she explained a lot about how she celebrates Hanukkah and everything like that, and I was just sitting there riveted, like, oh my god, this is so cool. I didn't know that's where this came from or that's what this involved with, and I just thought it was so cool. I love knowing about the world and how people celebrate and how people worship and all that kind of stuff. I'm just in love with the way people think and the way people live, especially if it's differently from the way I think and the way I live. So, to us that would be a really cool thing. But that adoption process, it's going to take us a while to even get to the point where we're doing the actual adoption process. Right now, I guess I'm at the pre-adoption process. And I'm trying to tell myself not to rush it. To just tell myself, get yourself prepared, get yourself to a point where everything is stable as much as it can be. Don't wait for perfection, but wait until you feel comfortable. Wait until you're at a position where you'd say, yes, a child would be able to thrive in this condition. Where I'm living now, I don't want a kid here. There's too much disturbance. There's too many things falling apart. It's not a great place. I wouldn't feel comfortable bringing a kid here. If I had no other choice, would I do it? Yeah, probably, but if I can change it, I will. So, we're just kind of at the beginning of this pre-process, and now that I've kind of settled that with myself, I feel better. I feel less anxious. I feel less like I need to just get it done, which is the kind of person that I am. If I have tasks, I'm not the kind of person who waits to the last minute. I'm the person who, when they have homework, I get off the bus and go right into my room and finish all my homework and then do other stuff. I don't let anything wait. And in some cases, you have to wait. You have to not procrastinate, but you have to give it time. You have to let things fall where they may. You have to take other actions first, and dealing with that sometimes is difficult for me. And this is kind of the way I'm dealing with it. But I like where I'm at. I like what decisions I'm trying to make. I like where my life is going. I feel, even though I'm almost 25 years old and I've lived on my own for a long time, since I was 18, I guess I feel really adult at this point. Like, I guess, when you're younger and you look up to adults and you think they know everything and they got it all figured out, and then when you get there and realize that's not the case at all, you go, well, shit. When do I get to a point where I feel like I've got things figured out? And I think I'm at least on the verge of that point where I've got things figured out. I'm grateful for all the people around me who do have things figured out, who give me advice and who point me in the right direction, who teach me things. I'm surrounded by wonderful people at work, in my family, my friends. Things are good. I can't complain. I'm pretty happy with my life. Never thought I'd say that and be looking at myself while I said it. But there you go. Gotta be happy, gotta smile. Because not being happy sucks. And for much of my life, not being happy was my equivalent of being happy. And that's no way to go through life. It isn't. And feeling this way where being happy is a priority is a change for me, and it's a change that's very welcome. Alright, I think I've emoted enough on screen now. So I'm going to end it here. This video is long and I apologize for that. Sorry if I bored anybody. Again, if you have questions, comments, always feel free to contact me. I've had more people subscribe. I've had more people contact me with questions and comments. So I'm glad to hear them. Sometimes I don't recognize they're there for a while. So if it takes me some time, I apologize. If you know me on Facebook, feel free to message me there, comment something to me there as well, and I will get back to you much sooner without a doubt. Alrighty, good night.